Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to New Riegel, Ohio. We are live from Blue Jackets Gymnasium. Nate Mullins and Tommy Hall on the call with you here tonight. You're tuned in to tonight's broadcast, which is presented by Xcaret Mexican Restaurant in the Tiffin Mall. Tonight, we've got an SBC rivalry matchup. This is a backyard brawl, as we like to call it, between the Tiffin Calvert Senecas and the New Riegel Blue Jackets. Thanks for tuning in here on Heart of Ohio Sports. You're tuned in on the pregame show brought to you by Rodgers Flowers. Well, we got a few minutes here to break this one down before the start of the game. Tommy, welcome to New Riegel. Our first road game of the year here. Well, officially. I mean, we had a couple games on the road, but first road game of the year, Tommy, and it feels good to be back here in Blue Jacket country.
Oh, absolutely, and I couldn't be more excited to be on the road over here, joining the Tiffin Calvert Senecas, as these Senecas are road warriors themselves, finishing out the regular season campaign on 3 consecutive road games after being able to stand tall for 2 consecutive seasons. Being undefeated at home are these Calvert Senecas after they were able to dispatch Norwalk St. Paul back on the first, and man, that's really cooking. John Ottenbacher, since taking over at the helm for these Calvert Senecas, again, we've seen him in multiple district final matchups, and last season, a lot of loss to graduation, but man, this Senecas program has definitely proven that this is one that likes to reload instead of rebuild, and it's exciting to be back on the call to join these Calvert Senecas as they get ready to take a not so much middle of the road New Riegel Blue Jackets team on, but a Blue Jackets team who's really run the gauntlet trying to find their own identity as in this SBC River Conference. Man, they got some tall trees among there with Old Fort, Calvert, and Hopewell Loudon all vying for top contention in a 3-way tie.
And New Riegel's sitting there at number 4 at 10-4 in the division, and they're sitting there saying, hey, what about us? Well, they've got a chance to not only knock off one of those top 3 teams tonight, but also to kind of get themselves into playing shape as we get ready for the tournament here coming up in just a couple weeks. Tommy, this is a key game as we head into tournament play. This is what you call a litmus test for these young New Riegel Blue Jackets. They've got a chance to really kind of figure out where they're at and figure out who they are here as we close out the regular season campaign. But once again, you're tuned in here on the pregame show brought to you by Rodgers Flowers. Let's take a moment and thank all of our sponsors for bringing you tonight's broadcast right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Thanks to our presenting sponsors, Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, as well as UIS Insurance and Investments, First National Bank of Sycamore, Phillips Electric, MST Sauce Company, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, TPC Food Service, Rodgers Flowers, Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Ink, Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery, Buckeye IT, TJ Willies Fine Foods, Feasel's Frame and Collision, 5-Star Maintenance, Clouse Electric, Sara Reisen Century 21 Bolte in Tiffin, Pyramid Recruiting Offices, and the Reineke Family Dealerships. And we have the National Anthem coming to you next from Cole Miller. All right, I got to make a correction there. That was the Jacket Company, joined by alumni Cole Miller. So, outstanding job on the national anthem there. Once again, Jacket Company is it's kind of a solo ensemble kind of contemporary group that they've assembled here. and they do a great job of it over here, and it's been something that's long running. Mr. Frankert does a great job over here with that. But hey, Tommy, we're about ready for some basketball here. Rodgers Flowers pregame show. We still got to talk about the keys to the game, brought to you by Xcaret Mexican Restaurant. Now, of course, our opening tip is brought to you by Phillips Electric. That's coming up here in just a little bit. But Tommy, if you were to talk about the keys to the game here tonight, now when you talk about these backyard rivalries, I think a big key for me is composure. If you let your emotions get the best of you in a game like tonight, this is a game that can get away from you real quick. And that's, I think, the key for these new Riegel Blue Jackets here tonight is they're young. They need to play with some composure here tonight and try to maintain a steadiness throughout this entire game. I think composure is a big key for the Blue Jackets. What do you got for Calvert here tonight?
Well, these Senecas, again, you're really cooking with gas right now. We talk about those 2 consecutive home seasons going undefeated and then being on the road the last 3 games here as they've really SPC River division really starts to take shape towards the end here. In our last 3 regular season matchups before tournament play, these Senecas, you have a chance again to just continue to build on the momentum, build on the success, and really kind of sharpen exactly what John Otterbacher has with this Calvert squad. Normally a lot of teams are still trying to find their identity, still trying to wrap their season up and get ready for tournament play. I think these Senecas are already ready.
They're primed, they're locked, they're loaded, they're ready to go. They got 3 straight road games, so this is going to be a nice test for them as they get ready for tournament play.
And for these new Riegel Blue Jackets, I mean, what a great statement this would be for this young squad to be able to pen these Senecas here on the home floor as they get ready for the tournament play. Because again, we talk about the roller coaster season these Blue Jackets have, kind of middle of the road. I think what we have them at about, I think
12-7 right now on the overall record.
So they're 12-7 on tonight. Most of their losses have been to Hopewell Loudon, Old Fort, the Senecas, multiple times. So I mean, that's pretty much the majority of their losses. The Blue Jackets have been able to take care of business otherwise, and tonight against these Senecas, take care of business tonight and get yourself ready for tournament play.
There you have it. That's the keys to the game, brought to you by Xcaret Mexican Restaurant. Opening tip coming to you next, brought to you by Phillips Electric. Thanks for tuning in here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Nate Mullins and Tommy Hall on the call with you. Greg Kim, the Wizard, on the controls.
Yeah, I'd seen New Riegel was 10-7 at the top of the program. I was like, there's no way that's up to date.
And there's your opening tip, brought to you by Phillips Electric, and we're underway as Tiffin Calvert controls the opening possession. Austin Rodriguez on the camera for us here tonight. Nick Palm spots up from 3 and knocks down the 3 from the perimeter. Nick Palm gets us going here as he takes the lid off the basket early with a 3-0 lead for Tiffin Calvert. Blue Jackets working around the perimeter. We'll get you those starting lineups here in just a moment. As opening rebound grabbed by Caden Otterbacher. Opening shot by Brady Homan was no good. Gavin Wagner finds Rumback. Jacob Rumback with a nice little spin move, but unable to convert on the little baby hook. Matthew Flores, the team's leading scorer, gets the possession now. And had it stripped away, but they're going to call a foul. Reach-in foul on Flores. Flores coming into tonight averaging about 10.5 a game, almost 11. Leading scorer for the Blue Jackets. You have Reese Goshi on the floor, number 42, junior post. He's averaging 9 points a game and giving you about 6 rebounds per game.
Yeah, the effectiveness of the Blue Jackets being able to sweep the glass, very impressive considering this ain't necessarily the tallest squad that you see here in the SPC River.
Palm pulls up from mid-range and knocks that one down from about 16 feet out. 5-0 Tiffin Calvert. 6:30 to play here in the first quarter. And Nick Palm already picking up where he left off. Blue Jackets. Brody Homan with it now. Works it around the perimeter. Finds Shane Jones, who's fouled. No, a carrying violation called against Jones. So that'll turn the ball over to the Senecas. 5 on the floor for New Riegel. Starting 5, number 3, Brody Homan. Number 5, Drew Homan. Number 21, Matthew Flores. Number 24, Shane Jones. And number 42, Reese Goshi. That's your starting 5 for the New Riegel Blue Jackets. Tiffin Calvert starting 5 here, coming to you next. Nice feed under the basket, but Wolf unable to finish. As Palm finds him under the basket, but Carter Wolf comes up short. And I think we're going to get a reach-in foul on Wolf. That's going to be the call. First team foul comes at the 5:48 mark. There's your starting 5 for New Riegel.
Only in New Riegel could you find a last name that could also be a basketball starting lineup and a family reunion. Plenty of Homans at the disposal of Coach Losi.
A 3-point shot off the inbound from Shane Jones. No good. Rebound. They're going to get a foul on Rumback.
We'll go ahead and solo Seneca's starting lineup as well.
Starting 5 for Tiffin Calvert. Number 3, Nick Palm. Number 10, Harrison Schultz. Number 20, Jacob Rumback. Number 30, Gavin Wagner. And number 33, Caden Otterbacher. That's your starting 5 for Tiffin Calvert. We work it around the perimeter now. They work it down low to the post as Reese Goshi. The entry pass, and he's going to draw a foul. That one on Gavin Wagner. That's his first, and the third team foul comes at the 5:37 mark here in the first quarter. 3 quick fouls here on the Senecas. Goshi over on the perimeter. Flores spots up, mid-range jumper. That one's wet. Flores knocks that one down.
That's going to kill the 5-0 run that Seneca started off with here.
Carter Wolf out on the perimeter, gives it off to Gavin Wagner. Now back over to Palm. Palm spots up from 3, no, but a foul off the ball as Gavin Wagner is going to get called on the little shove on the screen there. Some extracurriculars as looks like Lee Morgan's going to take a early entrance into the game as Gavin Wagner takes a seat.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what the call was by the official. Either that or he was signaling for the Macho Man flying elbow smash.
And a 3-second violation is going to be called against New Riegel.
It's so hard being a young team.
Man.
There's a lot of instances where sometimes you can be your own worst enemy.
Palm works it over to Otterbacher. Now they get it down low. Nice pass from Otterbacher. Finds Palm cutting to the basket. And Nick Palm has all 7 points for the Senecas here. Goshi had to go off his leg and out of bounds. That'll be a turnover. Back to the Senecas. 4:41 left here in the first quarter. 7-2, Tiffin Calvert. Of course, we got the Tiffin Calvert Senecas girls team tomorrow morning, or tomorrow afternoon. Morning for Greggy. Otterbacher drives to the lane. Shot no good off the glass. A rebound cleaned up by Drew Homan. Flores pushes it. Homan now finds Jones. Runs along the baseline, but a foul called on Nick Palm. And that is quickly the 5th team foul on the Senecas.
We've been enjoying those Calvert girls. Calvert girls dispatched this New Riegel girl squad.
Yes. And Flores spots up from 3, misses everything. Morgan grabs the rebound. Otterbacher into the forecourt now. Gives it off to Palm. And an off-the-ball foul called on Jacob Rumback. And that'll be the 6th team foul. Or actually, was that a... I didn't know that's what Kurt Schilling was doing these days.
Hey! Reese! Let's get some brushes!
New Riegel basketball inside of 4 minutes to play now. Hakeem Kaufman Oh my gosh. A lot of fouls here in the early going. Five fouls on Tiffin Calvert, 2 on New Riegel in the first quarter. 7-2 Tiffin Calvert. 3:43 left here in the first. Nick Palm brings it into the forecourt. Caden Otterbacher now with it. Nearly loses it. Gets it back to Schultz. Now Schultz. Back out to Otterbacher. Caden Otterbacher under the basket for Morgan. Had it go off his hand and out of bounds. And last touch by the Senecas. 3:23 left here in the first. Blue Jackets have the possession. Hakeem Kaufman brings it into the forecourt now. Senior guard.
We've been 2.5 minutes without a clean transition thus far.
A run back under the basket, grabs the loose ball. Otterbacher up with the shot, off the glass, puts it up and in, and draws the foul. Caden Otterbacher. An impressive finish there at the basket as he draws the contact and finishes at the basket.
You know, Grandma Peg loved watching that one.
And that puts him at the Reineke Family Dealerships free throw line as he knocks down the first free throw of the ballgame. 9-2. Actually, it would be 10-2, wouldn't it? Because they were leading 7-2. There we go. 10-2 Tiffin Calvert. Timeout called on the floor. Dave Losey wants to talk things over. We'll keep it right here for this First National Bank of Sycamore timeout. Gives me a little bit of time to talk to you about First National Bank of Sycamore. They're uniquely rooted in our communities, proudly serving their customers since 1919. They have locations in Sycamore, Tiffin, New Riegel, and McCutcheonsville. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender. And when I say, folks, you need to make sure when you go out and you're looking for a new car, a new house, I've said it before, but I'll say it again, get pre-approved. Go talk to Jerry, go talk to Grant, go talk to the great staff at First National Bank of Sycamore here in Tiffin and any of their locations, and they will help treat you right. They'll get you set, they'll get you ready before you go out shopping, because it's so much easier to go out shopping with that pre-approval in your back pocket, because then you don't got to deal with those salesmen trying to get you that extra, a little bit.
Yeah, with the way that rates are, your local lenders are always just as competitive with your big markup dealers. So again, if you want a great rate, great term, go visit our friends over at First National Bank of Sycamore.
That's right. Blue Jacket basketball coming out of the timeout. Hakeem Kaufman. Top of the key. Gives it off for Flores. Now under the basket. Goshi. Nearly had it stolen away. And now Otterbacher grabs it, but while he's on the floor, they're going to call a held ball. Possession arrow will favor the Jackets, so Blue Jackets will retain possession. 2:43 left here in the first. 10-2, Tiffin Calvert. Brody Homan into Kaufman. Kaufman pulls up from the free throw line, no good. A rebound, grabbed by Rumback. They push it down the floor. Harrison Schultz on the right wing, drives a baseline, spin move, left-hander, gets it to go. Harrison Schultz, the magic man.
Great defense by the Blue Jackets, but the Blue Jackets just can't buy a bucket here in this first quarter.
Senecas aren't giving them very many good looks at it. And there's a good one right there. Shane Holman knocks it down. And that's the first three-pointer of the game for New Riegel. 12-5. Senecas leading by 7. Nick Palm with the basketball. Working on Kaufman. Gets it down low. Run back. Kicks it back out to Schultz. Schultz drives. Cut off. Puts it up. No good. Grabs his own board. Tried to go back up with it. Denied. Out to Morgan. Now out to Otterbacher for 3. Off the back of the rim. No. Rebound grabbed by Kaufman.
Clean look at the basket.
Yeah.
Just wasn't able to come away with it. But, Otterbacher, his job's down low, down in the post. But he can actually clean up pretty well. Get
That one blocked.
As you see right there.
Otterbacher gets his hand on the three-point attempt. Now Harrison Schultz on the right wing. Gets it off to Otterbacher, top of the key. Calls out the play.
You know, if Otterbacher starts implementing the finger wag, I think he'll have all the boxes checked.
Morgan kicks it out. Schultz for three. No, off the back of the rim. Rebound grab by Holman. I can just say Holman because there's three of them on the floor, you know, so I'll get it right. Otterbacher pokes that one away. Tried to save it before it goes out of bounds, but it'll stay with the Blue Jackets. 45.2 seconds left here in the first quarter. 12-5, Tiffin Calvert leading. New Riegel with the basketball. Kaufman with it into the forecourt. Gives it off on the right wing for Holman. Now Jones drives the baseline, is blocked from behind by Otterbacher, but they're going to call the foul. That'll be his first in the sixth team foul on Tiffin Calvert. Comes at the 33.6 second mark of the first quarter. And that'll put Shane Jones at the Reineke Family Dealership's free throw line. Jones knocks down the first. Jones gets them both to go. That's a successful trip to the free throw line for Shane Jones. And the Jackets only trail by 5 now. 25 seconds left here in the first quarter. Harrison Schultz gives it off to Otterbacher. Now over to Palm. Thought about a three, puts it on the floor, driving the baseline, cut off. Had it tipped, gives it off for Schultz, and Schultz with a left-handed floater gets it to go at the basket. Harrison Schultz finishes strong. Holman into the forecourt. 3 seconds left for Holman for three. No. And that's the end of the first quarter. Tiffin Calvert leading New Riegel 14-7 as we step aside. We'll be right back for the start of the second quarter. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, your premier financial institution in Seneca County since 1952. Your community, your legacy. Federally insured NCUA.
Keep it locked in. You're watching Hoops on Hoos. All right, welcome back. Tonight's broadcast presented by Xcaret Mexican Restaurant. We are live from New Riegel, Ohio, at Blue Jackets Gymnasium. Nate Mullins on the call here with Tommy Hall. The Wizard, Greg Kinn, on the controls, keeping us live. And Austin Rodriguez on the camera. Thanks for tuning in here with us on Heart of Ohio Sports. We start the second quarter. Tiffin Calvert leads 14-7 over the New Riegel Blue Jackets. Senecas have the basketball. They work it down low. It's denied, but Schultz gets it back. Now it's Palm with it. Gives it over to Harrison Schultz. Schultz drives, kick out. Otterbacher for three, in and out. Runback grabs the rebound, goes up with it. No, but he's fouled from behind.
You notice these Blue Jackets kind of in that press coverage there, but instead of just staying there, they're also stepping off and challenging lanes.
Yeah. Doing a great job of challenging, especially at the basket. Calvert's really not used to that. They've had their way with a lot of opponents near the rim this year. New Riegel's not letting them have that tonight. Gavin Wagner will check back in with those two fouls. As Jacob Runback knocks down the second free throw. 2 for 2 from the free throw line for Runback. And it's now 16-8, Tiffin Calvert. Or wait, did I get that wrong? No, it was 1 for 2, sorry. 15-8. Jones
Over to Holman on the right wing. Now kick out for Paul for three. No.
Look at out of pocket though, just flowing up to the basket, getting the rebound as Schultz has it on the left wing here.
And they're going to get Wagner on the offensive foul.
That's
So
his
as
third.
quickly as he comes into the game, he's going to have to come right back out. As that one's going against Wagner, his third. And he'll take a seat. Lee Morgan will check back in. 16-7, Tiffin Calvert. So he did get that other one. They just didn't put it on the board fast enough. Holman kicks it out. Carson Paul. Paul with it. Spin move, turnaround jumper off the glass. No, rebound grabbed by Kaufman. Holman around the corner. Jones drives the baseline off the glass and in. Shane Jones with a nice move to the basket.
Jones just looking for that open lane.
Tom, he had a pretty good look at a three, but he passed it up because you know what? He had a better look at the basket.
Blows by his defender.
When you have those long scoring droughts, sometimes it's just getting the look you can get.
That's right.
Morgan thought about a three, drives it into the paint, puts a shot up. No, but he is fouled.
Look at that once again.
Lee Morgan will go to the line for 2 shots. Carson Paul called for the foul. That's his second foul. 5th foul against New Riegel. Comes at the 6:16 mark here in the second quarter. Matthew Flores checking back in, as is Reese Goshi. Carson Paul and Brody Holman take a seat for the Blue Jackets. Lee Morgan, second free throw, no good. There's a little too strong on that second one there. Flores. Over left wing for Kaufman. Now back out for Jones. Shane Jones driving into the paint. Nice little mid-range jumper, but unable to finish. Flores comes in and destroys the board and goes back up and finishes it off. Matthew Flores now with 4 points, 16-11.
Yeah, New Riegel, then 5 here. Jump ball.
And possession error will favor the Blue Jackets. Well done there by Reese Goshi. As Carter Wolf got the entry pass and just tried to go right up with it.
Yep.
But Goshi said,
5:35 left here in the second quarter, 16-11. Shane Jones out on the perimeter. Flores had it stolen away. Schultz now with it into the forecourt. Kicks it over on the left wing. Palm now back to Schultz. Harrison Schultz, nice spin move into the paint. No, unable to finish at the basket. As Holman grabs the rebound. Now Flores pushes it. Right corner for Jones. It's tipped away by Tiffin Calvert and saved by Schultz. Palm with the basketball. Driving. Kicks it out Morgan. Now out to Otterbacher. Wide open three, and he knocks that one down. Caden Otterbacher.
Otterbacher left on an island. After Goshi, he took a shot.
Otterbacher now with 6 points, 19-11, Tiffin Calvert. Flores along the baseline, working on Schultz. Kicks it out, Holman for three. No. Otterbacher grabs the rebound. Pushes it down the floor. Nice entry pass. What a feed by Otterbacher. Unable to finish by Morgan. Wolf unable to get the putback. And now Otterbacher grabs the steal. Morgan. Now over to Palm. Great defense by the Blue Jackets here, as they are locked in. Nick Palm kicks it out. Otterbacher for three. No. Rebound grabbed by the Blue Jackets. Reese Goshi with the board. Kaufman into the paint. Floater, no good. Rebound tipped. Kaufman grabs it over to Goshi. Goes up with it. No. Travel called on Goshi as he took a step before putting the ball on the ground. There really wasn't much room to put the ball on the floor there, Tommy. A little crowded in the paint. 19-11.
Speaking of crowded, what a jam-packed house we have at New Riegel.
Couldn't fit another person in here if you tried. Trust me, we did. It wasn't happening. Thank goodness there was only one radio station here instead of the two that we were told. Palm pulls up for three. No. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by New Riegel. It was a blue jacket. Palm looking inbound, gets it into Schultz. Back to Palm. Palm working on Shane Jones, top of the key, calls out the play. Now gives it off to Otterbacher on the right wing. Otterbacher drives, puts it up off the glass, puts it in. No, they're going to say offensive foul. As Homan had his feet set. I thought he was under the basket, but there's no restricted area in high school basketball, so that doesn't really fly. Kaufman into the forecourt now. Gives it off to Matthew Flores. Now Shane Homan, top of the key, under the basket for Goshi, and foul off the ball on Jacob Rumback. That'll be the ninth team foul on Tiffin Calvert. Comes at the 3:04 mark of the second quarter.
We talked about at top of the pregame, Calvert coming in here very polished, very riding the wave of momentum. Tonight, a little chinks in the armor by the Senecas as little things just kind of going awry, little mental miscues. 9 fouls. I mean,
yeah,
that just shows you the kind of pressure and tempo that the Blue Jackets are implementing here.
Reese Goshi was 1 of 2 on that trip to the Reineke Family Dealerships free throw line. That one goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Blue Jackets.
Both teams really shying away from the script that we laid out for them here tonight.
I know.
We talked about the conservative, the calm demeanor of the Blue Jackets coming into the night, and thus far they've put on a frenetic pace, trying to blanket these Senecas, and they got to keep this up for another 16 minutes.
That's right. Who's going to blink?
Yeah.
Otterbacher under the basket for Ardner. Kick out for Schultz for 3. No. Rebound grab by the Blue Jackets.
Perfect opportunity for these Blue Jackets, looking to continue to chop away at this 7-point deficit.
Flores thought about a 3. Over to Holman. Now Kaufman with it. Top of the key. Pulls it back. Now over to Brody Hillman. Under the basket. Blocked by Rumback, but a putback by Goshi. And Reese Goshi goes back up with it, puts it in.
That's why those second chance opportunities, those offensive boards add up.
It's not how you start, it's how you finish. And the Blue Jackets finish that possession with an exclamation point. Palm drives to the basket, unable to finish. Rumback grabs the rebound for the Senecas, goes back up with it. No! Rebound grabbed by Kaufman.
Nowhere to go for the Senecas as the Blue Jackets dial up the pressure defensively. Driving to the lane.
To Goshi under the basket, puts it up. No! Draws the foul!
Caden Otterbacher can't catch a break with his game, and that's going to end up causing him to, that's his third.
Yep.
And when you draw 3 early like that, Nate, it kind of pulls the reins on you a little bit.
It does. It really does. That'll put Reese Goshi at the Reineke Family Dealerships free throw line. Goshi gets the first to go, and it's a 4-point ball game here on homecoming night here at Blue Jacket Gymnasium.
At one point, Seneca's had the Blue Jackets doubled up here, 18-7 or 16-7.
And Reese Goshi makes it a 1-possession ball game. That was on New Riegel. They called out the wrong 3 because it was actually on New Riegel. Palm now with it into the forecourt.
What a night and day difference this second quarter has been for these Blue Jackets.
Yeah, absolutely. It's defense. It really is. It's all defense here for these Blue Jackets. Schultz out on the perimeter. Double teamed. And we got a foul. Reach in. Called on Reese Goshi. And that'll be the 7th foul against the Blue Jackets here in the first half. That puts Harrison Schultz at the free throw line for a 1-and-1 situation.
I don't know what to think of the clean cut look by Schultz now.
I know. Schultz, unable to get that one to go. Wolf had the rebound, but had it tipped away. And the Blue Jackets have possession. Trailing by just 3. We're inside of a minute to play here in the first half. Under the basket for Goshi. That one out of bounds, and it's off the Blue Jackets. So to go back to Tiffin Calvert. 53.2 seconds left here in the first half. Make sure you stick around for the halftime show, brought to you by TPC Food Service. Morgan gets it into Palm. Palm now into the forecourt. Kicks it out to Schultz. Schultz for 3. Bang! Harrison Schultz knocks down the corner 3. That extends that lead back out to 6 for Tiffin Calvert. Shane Jones drives into the paint. Cut off. That's a travel. Jones called for the travel. That'll be a turnover back to the Senecas. 31.2 seconds left here in the first half. Nick Palm takes the inbound pass, working on Shane Jones' defense. He brings the ball into the forecourt now. 20 seconds left here in the first half. 22-16, Calvert leading by 6, Palm with it. 13 seconds left here. Trying to control this for the last possession. Down to 7 seconds. Palm driving into the paint, puts a shot up off the glass, no. Puts it back, no. Wolf with the putback, no. And Flores grabs the rebound. And that's the end of the first half. Your score, Tiffin Calvert 22, New Riegel 16. We're going to step aside, we'll take a timeout, we'll come back with the halftime show, brought to you by TPC Food Service. It's coming to you next right here on Heart of Ohio Sports.
Small business owners need somebody that can open the door to financing. And at First National Bank of Sycamore, we love opening the door for financing opportunities.
UIS Insurance and Investments, your hometown agency providing a full range of insurance and financial services with a local touch. Contact your homegrown agent Jeff Leopold for a professional review today at 419-447-4242, extension 1144. Tune in every Monday night at 8 o'clock for the Pulse podcast right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, live inside Studio Squared in downtown Tiffin. You're watching high school basketball right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
This is Brad Lonsway, General Sales Manager at Reineke's Tiffin Ford Lincoln. I want to take a quick timeout to tell you about all the things we got going on out here. We're charging into 2023 with great deals on the F-150, Explorer, Expedition, Super Duties, and much, much more. We're blocking high interest rates with 2.9% interest on all F-150s, plus $1,000 in bonus cash. We have leases starting at $329 a month. Let's get back to the game. Get your key from Reineke.
You're watching high school basketball right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
All right, and we're back here at New Riegel Gymnasium. Nate Mullins and Tommy Hall on the call with you. We've got Greg Kinn, the wizard, running the controls, keeping us live here. And we've got Austin Rodriguez on the camera here tonight. Thanks for tuning in on the halftime show, brought to you by TPC Food Service. 22-16 is your score here at halftime.
And Tommy, this was an exciting first half as Tiffin Calvert pushed the lead out to a 10-point advantage at one point. But you know, these Blue Jackets, every time we cover New Riegel, it feels like this is a team that's got a lot of fight in them, Tommy. It might be just this neck of the woods that kind of brings it out of them. I don't know, but man, they came with a lot of fight tonight, and they're putting it to the Senecas as they got it down to a 3-point game there in the closing minute of that second quarter. But Tiffin Calvert with a three-pointer to kind of extend that lead out to 6 points here as we start the second half here in just a little bit. But I mean, New Riegel came to play here tonight, Tommy, and Tiffin Calvert, I mean, when you look at, records coming into tonight, we don't like to do that. We like to just think of these backyard rivalries as a rivalry game, but I'm sure Tiffin Calvert wasn't expecting this kind of fight out of the Blue Jackets here tonight.
Again, the Blue Jackets, their only lumps this season had come by the hands of the teams that are vying for top of the SBC River Mountain and Old Fort football out in the Calvert Senecas. So there's no love lost as we get ready for Valentine's Day between these two squads. Senecas were able to dispatch New Riegel earlier this season, and now here tonight on New Riegel's home floor, the Blue Jackets looking to play spoiler and really get their heads right going into tournament play.
That's absolutely right, Tommy. We are once again about 6.5 minutes away from the start of the second half. Tiffin Calvert leading 22-16. Now, before we take a step aside, take a little quick timeout, what do you think the key is? If you're Tiffin Calvert, you're in the locker room right now. If you're John Otterbacher, what are you saying to your guys as you get ready to start that second half? Is it a mental adjustment? Is it a coaching adjustment that needs to be made here? Because, I mean, they got the lead, but it just feels like this is a game that New Riegel, this is right where they want to be, the Blue Jackets. And Tiffin Calvert, they might want a little bit more of a stretch. They might want to stretch that lead out a little bit more to feel a little bit more comfortable here in a hostile environment. So if you're John Otterbacher, what are you saying to your guys right now?
I think you kind of tell your guys to breathe and come out of the second half. I know you got in a little bit of foul trouble early, but we really need to dial that aggression up here in the second half and try to push this lead out. Build some runs and build on that lead that we established, because we just, again, defensively, Calvert's been holding up. Lots of turnovers there in that first half to where Calvert was able to come up and get turnovers on the same side. But in transition and pushing the ball down the floor, you got to be able to finish those plays. And Calvert just didn't seem like a lot of missed mid-jumpers, mid-range shots, a lot of missed opportunities there. If I'm the Senecas here in the second half, you have the size. I'm dialing up the aggression. I'm challenging the paint, challenging the lane, and getting my guys active. If Coach Losi and those New Riegel Blue Jackets, if they want to pollute and they want to, cover down low, go ahead and challenge it.
That's right.
If you don't got something there, just take a quick step, dish it out to the perimeter, and then try to work your way back in.
Now, Tommy, I want to know where I can get me one of those sweatshirts. Look at this kid back here. You see him on the three-point line? Football, undefeated since 1929. Get out. That's awesome. I didn't even know they had New Riegel football shirts, and now I want one. All right, folks, we got one timeout to take before we start the second half. We're going to go ahead and step aside, take that now. You're tuned in here on the TPC Food Service halftime show. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, your premier financial institution in Seneca County since 1952. Your community, your legacy. Federally insured NCUA.
Keep it locked in. You're watching Hoops on Hoos.
Small business owners need somebody that can open the door to financing. And at First National Bank of Sycamore, we love opening the door for financing opportunities.
UIS Insurance and Investments, your hometown agency providing a full range of insurance and financial services with a local touch. Contact your homegrown agent Jeff Leopold for a professional review today at 419-447-4242, extension 1144. Tune in every Monday night at 8 o'clock for the Pulse podcast right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, live from inside Studio Squared in downtown Tiffin. You're watching high school basketball right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
This is Brad Linesway, General Sales Manager at Reineke's Tiffin Ford Lincoln. I want to take a quick timeout to tell you about all the things we got going on out here. We're charging into 2023 with great deals on the F-150, Explorer, Expedition, Super Duties, and much, much more. We're blocking high interest rates with 2.9% interest on all F-150s, plus $1,000 in bonus cash. We have leases starting at $329 a month. Let's get back to the game. Get your key from Reineke.
You're watching high school basketball right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
And we're back here at New Riegel High School, Blue Jackets Gymnasium. Thanks for tuning in here on the call. Nate Mullins and Tommy Hall. We've got Greg Kinn, the Wizard, running the controls, keeping us live here tonight. And we have Austin Rodriguez on the camera. And you're tuned in to the TPC Food Service halftime show. 22-16 is your score. Tiffin Calvert leading New Riegel here at halftime. Of course, the Blue Jackets coming into tonight at 12-7, riding a little three-game winning streak. Tiffin Calvert coming in at 15-4, riding a little three-game winning streak. So both of these teams coming in with some momentum, and they're looking to play Blue Jackets looking to play spoiler here on homecoming night against this Tiffin Calvert Seneca squad, because I'm telling you, they are playing really good basketball right now. And this New Riegel squad, they came with a plan here tonight. And that's be physical. And that's play defense, and they close out on the perimeter so well. And that's one thing that's really impressed me here in the early going of this one.
You saw what a good job they did of it there in the second quarter, and let's see if they can continue that here in the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. It should be an exciting second half. Thanks for tuning in here with us on Heart of Ohio Sports. Of course, once again, thanks to our halftime show sponsor, TPC Food Service. As you look at this UIS Insurance and Investments stat sheet for Tiffin Calvert, right now Harrison Schultz with 7 points. I think Nick Palm has 7 as well. And then Caden Otterbacher with 6 points. And for the Blue Jackets, currently on the floor, Matthew Flores with 4, Shane Jones with 4, and Reese Goshi with 5. Gavin Wagner up with the shot at the basket. No, but he's fouled. And Wagner draws the foul on Goshi. That'll put Gavin Wagner at the line. First opportunity from the free throw line for Gavin Wagner. Of course, the Reineke Family Dealerships free throw line. Wagner gets the first one to go. Wagner got into trouble early with those 2 fouls in the first quarter, and then came in the second quarter and quickly picked up his third and had to take a seat. So this is his first chance to really contribute here. First 2 points of the ball game for Gavin Wagner. Brody Homan off to Matthew Flores. Now Shane Jones with it. Over to Homan. They work it around the perimeter. Flores now on the right wing. Trying to get it down low for Goshi. Goshi gives it back out. Jones for 3. No. Otterbacher grabs the rebound. And And Wagner unable to finish at the basket. Flores grabs the rebound for the Blue Jackets. 24-16 is your score. Jones on the right perimeter. Gives it off to Homan. Now Flores at the free throw line. Pulls up. No. Rebound grabbed by Tiffin Calvert's Nick Palm. Under the basket. Rumback feeds it out to Schultz on the left wing. Gives it back to Rumback under the basket. Nice move. No, unable to finish, but he draws the foul as Jacob Rumback goes up with it and draws the contact.
That'll be on Reese Goshi. That's his third.
Second team foul against New Riegel here at the 6:39 mark of the third quarter. Rumback unable to convert on the first. Jacob Rumback at the Reineke Family Dealerships free throw line. And he got unable to get the second, so 0 for 2 from the line. I don't understand how that was over and back. He was over when he grabbed the ball, but maybe because he grabbed the ball in the backcourt and jumped into the forecourt, that was why. Could be.
Could be.
I don't question calls anymore. I'm getting too old for that. It's a hard enough job. On the right wing, Shane Jones drives the baseline, kicks it out. Homan for three. Bang! Shane Homan. 6'3", senior forward, knocks it down, and Homan now with 6 points, all from beyond the arc. 24-19. Seneca's lead by 5. 6 minutes to play here in the third. Jacob Rumback. Spin move, turn around. Nice little floater for Rumback as he got that one to go. Timeout called by Dave Losey. We'll keep it right here for this First National Bank of Sycamore timeout. This will be a full timeout. That gives me a little bit of time to talk about our partners at Xcaret Mexican Restaurant. They are a staple in the Tiffin community. When I say a staple, I mean like the original Mexican restaurant, folks. Before there was any other options, you just had Xcaret, and they were the best, and they still are, folks. If you haven't been out there for a while, you need to check it out. Go out there, check out their new look menu, some delicious new items you just got to try for yourself. Gather your friends, go get some queso. You deserve it. Treat yourself to the best at Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, located in the Tiffin Mall. One of our proud sponsors here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Huge shout out to Lisette and her family for helping us out with the MMA event we recently did. Fight Night 12. If you haven't, you need to go back and check that out, folks. That's a great broadcast and some quality fights, and that one goes right into our area here. A little close for comfort there.
Oh, man, I tell you what. I'm sweating bullets when I see that ball coming this way. I was like,
not my nachos.
not my nachos.
Oh, nice move by Gavin Wagner. Unable to finish. Gets his rebound. Puts it back up off the glass and puts it in. Gavin Wagner now with 4 points. 28-19.
Wagner, who got in a little bit of foul trouble early. Quick poke away and still. Not really a poke away, just kind of pass. Intercepted there.
Otterbacher under the basket, trying to find Wagner, but Flores pokes it out of bounds. It'll stay with the Senecas. Inside of 5 minutes to play now, 4:55 on the third period clock. Nick Palm looking to inbound under his own basket. Starting 5 on the floor for Tiffin Calvert. Schultz gets it in, run back. Now back to Palm, thought about a three, puts it on the floor, gives it off to Otterbacher. Now over to Schultz on the right wing. Schultz, spin move, and out to Otterbacher for three, in and out.
Oh.
Rebound grab by Homan.
Man.
He's had a couple good looks at the three.
Touched every part of the basket at the bottom of the net.
Shane Jones kicks it out, Homan. Now over to Paul.
Paul thought about it.
Now Holman blocked by Otterbacher. Oh. Palm up with the shot off the glass. No, run back. Went to grab the rebound, but had it stolen away. And Holman pushes it down the floor for Jones. Off the glass and in. Shane Jones finishes there at the rim. 28-21.
Help side, Brody.
Palm under the basket for Wagner. Nice feed, but blocked by Carson Paul. New Riegel Blue Jackets showing you their brand of basketball. Runback takes the inbound and it's stolen away. Blue Jackets push it down the floor, but Harrison Schultz with the steal for Tiffin Calvert. The Senecas bring it back into the forecourt, settle it back down. Nick Palm sets it up. Schultz on the right wing. Now Runback gives it out to Otterbacher. Schultz, top of the key. Driving baseline, puts it up, no. Rebound grab by Flores. They do a really good job of crowding that painted area. And they don't get very many good looks at the basket in there.
I'm in my leaf flow.
Otterbacher on the right wing. Tried to work it down low for Wagner, but had it stolen away by Flores. Blue Jackets playing a really tough brand of basketball here tonight.
I'm telling you, these are the hardest earned 28 and 21 points I've seen at the high school level in quite a while, folks.
It's about as physical as a girls' game right now. It's on both ends, man. And a held ball, possession arrow will favor the Blue Jackets. Substitutions now as Carter Wolf checks in for Tiffin Calvert. Hakeem Kaufman checking in for New Riegel.
Wolf of Madison Street making his presence known.
That's right. 3-point shot from Holman, no good. Wolf grabs the rebound, just rips it away. Otterbacher works it over to Palm. Palm calling out the set, working on Kaufman.
I'll tell you what, a conditioning program to play New Riegel basketball, definitely, I do not envy that, because this has just been full go, pedal to the metal. I couldn't imagine keeping up this pace, and thus far, New Riegel, unrelenting.
That foul number 21, Matthew Flores, his second, team third.
You gotta figure Dave Losey's conditioning program is just like top notch. You're puking on day one and probably day 5. 3-point shot, no good from Schultz. Paul grabs the rebound. It's stolen away. And a fracas is what we like to call that right there. As both teams jockeying for the possession. It'll go to the Senecas. Inside of 2 minutes to play. Tiffin Calvert leading by 7. Nick Palm into the forecourt now. Caden Otterbacher driving. Nice dish for Wolf under the basket. Carter Wolf finishes off the Otterbacher feed. And now a 9-point lead for New Riegel. Flores with it. Pushes it over to Holman. Thought about a 3. Now we're going to get a foul on Harrison Schultz. As when Holman went up for that pump fake for the 3, Schultz said he thought he was actually going to shoot it and went right into him. Bodied him up. Kaufman over to Paul. Carson Paul with it. Shane Holman at the free throw line. Drives it. Up with the shot. No. Otterbacher grabs the rebound for the Senecas. Nick Palm pushes it into the forecourt, and we're going to foul off the ball on Carter Wolf. That's the second foul on Carter Wolf. Comes at the 1 minute mark here in the third quarter.
Subbing in for the New Riegel Blue Jackets, number 42, Reese
30-21, Tiffin Calvert leading by 9. New Riegel basketball. Inside of a minute to play here in the third. Kaufman now with it. Over to Paul on the right wing. Kick out, Kaufman drives the baseline, loses it out of bounds, and it's going to stay with the Blue Jackets as that one's last touched by Tiffin Calvert. Timeout as John Otterbacher wants to talk things over here. And a wise timeout here. Timeout's brought to you by First National Bank of Sycamore. Gives me a little bit of time to tell you about our friends at 5 Star Maintenance. Their mission is to exceed the expectations of their clients and execute each project with precision from start to finish. If your commercial construction project needs immediate attention, their highly skilled and efficient team is ready to tackle even the most challenging projects. Call Tim today at 419-443-0414 and let them come up with a plan for you. Speaking of plan, if you're looking for a job, I think it's best to come up with some kind of a plan before you just go out there and start looking. Because, I mean, there are a lot of jobs out there available, but you might not want all of them. That's why you need skilled people in your corner. And when I talk about skilled people, I talk about Pyramid Recruiting Offices, one of our proud sponsors here. Serving local employers and businesses for over 34 years, Pyramid has been located in that familiar A-frame building on North Washington Street since 1988. Pyramid Recruiting, Tiffin's only locally owned and operated job placement service. Coming out of that timeout, New Riegel basketball, 45.8 seconds left. Carson Paul takes the ball off the inbound and puts up, I'm not sure if it was a three or he's trying to find a teammate at the basket for a pass. There was no jump on the shot. He didn't get any elevation on it. He just kind of like chucked it up. Seneca's basketball, 31 seconds.
Now that Palm has some reprieve from Jones, might be a good idea to maybe try to get Palm a little more active in that situation offensively.
A held ball. Possession arrow will favor Tiffin Calvert. 17.8 seconds left here in the third quarter.
Hakeem Kaufman. That's the worst thing about fighting that basketball. It doesn't fight back.
Right. Drew Homan, senior guard, checking back into the game for New Riegel. Caden Otterbacher gives it off to Nick Palm. Palm pulls it back. Top of the key, working on Kaufman.
Look at that move.
Palm kicks out. Wolf chucks up a three off the back of the rim. No. And Palm put the ball back up, but unable to finish. And that's the end of the third quarter. You like scoring, folks? Well, go watch another game. Not just joking. 30-21, Tiffin Calvert on top of the New Riegel Blue Jackets. We'll step aside, take a timeout. We'll be right back after this. You're watching high school basketball right here on Heart of Ohio Sports.
Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. Your premier financial institution in Seneca County since 1952. Your community, your legacy. Federally insured NCUA.
Keep it locked in. You're watching Hoops on Hoos.
And we're back here at New Riegel Gymnasium. Blue Jackets Gymnasium, I should say. Home of the Blue Jackets. Nate Mullins, Tommy Hall on the call with you. We've got the Wizard, Greg Kinn, running the controls tonight, keeping us live and bringing you all those fancy graphics you're seeing on your screen. Austin Rodriguez on the camera. Thanks for tuning in here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Blue Jackets have the basketball. Start of the fourth quarter. Blue Jackets trailing by 9, trying to find something here, trying to make something happen. They feed it down low for Flores. It goes off the baseline and out of bounds, but first there's a foul. Harrison Schultz going to be called for the foul. That'll be his second, and the third team foul against Tiffin Calvert comes at the 7:39 mark here in the fourth quarter. Flores takes the inbound pass, feeds it out to Homan. That's Drew. Now Shane Homan. Gives it off to Kaufman. Flores pulls up, mid-range jumper is wet. Looking good there on that one. Matthew Flores with 6 points. 30-23, Tiffin Calvert. Harrison Schultz with it on the right wing. Gavin Wagner now over to Caden Otterbacher. Seneca's working around the perimeter now. Trying to find an open shot here. And also trying to run some of that clock down here. We're inside of 7 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. Otterbacher spin move, cut off by the defense, kicks it out, run back. Now gives it off to Harrison Schultz. Schultz. Back to Otterbacher. Caden Otterbacher. Cross court, Harrison Schultz drives the baseline, puts it up off the glass, and puts it in. The Magic Man, Harrison Schultz. Puts that one up off the glass and in. 32-23. Kaufman pulls up from 3. And Hakeem Kaufman knocks down the 3 to make it a 6-point ball game. Caden Otterbacher feeds Jacob Rumback. Now Harrison Schultz on the right wing. Gives it back to Otterbacher, top of the key. Now Rumback has it on the left wing. Inside of 6 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. Schultz on the right wing, nearly stolen away, but gets it back. Nick Palm now with it, works it down low for Wagner, and he's going to be fouled. Foul on the entry pass before the shot. That's going to go against Carson Paul. That's his first, and the 5th team foul on the Blue Jackets. Comes at the 5:34 mark here in the fourth quarter. Reese Goshi checking into the game with those 3 fouls. Otterbacher gives it off to Palm. Left corner 3, no. Rebound grabbed by Rumback. Goes back up with it. A held ball. But it's going to stay Seneca's possession. 5:26 left here in the fourth quarter. Nick Palm looking to inbound. Gets it in under the basket for Rumback. It's tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Flores of the New Riegel Blue Jackets. How's the nachos, Tommy?
Oh, they were excellent. Almost as excellent as the ones you can find over at Xcaret Mexican restaurant.
Almost. Not quite.
Missing a couple key ingredients.
Like love.
Oh, these ones were made with love.
Oh, yeah. Caden Otterbacher fouled on his way to the basket. That'll put him at the Reineke Family Dealership's free throw line.
Giving back to the athletic boosters a little bit.
Reese Goshi picks up his 4th foul. Otterbacher, good on the first. Caden Otterbacher now with 8 points here tonight. As you look at the UIS Insurance and Investment stat sheet, he's got 6 from beyond the arc and 2 from the free throw line. And a lot of other contributions in other areas here tonight. Kaufman, step back or sidestep 3, no good. Jones with the putback. Cleans it up and puts it back up and in. And Rumback gets it into Caden Otterbacher. Otterbacher over to Palm on the left wing. Thought about a 3, drives it. Feeds Wagner under the basket. And Gavin Wagner Puts that one up off the glass and in, and pushes that lead out to 8. 36-28. Wagner now with 6 points, all here in the second half. Flores, nice move. He got the defender to go past, and he rose up and knocked down the shot. That looked familiar, Tommy. Didn't that look like Jordan's last shot in a Bulls uniform? Getting the defender to go by, and he just kind of steps up and knocks it down. Nice move by Wagner to the basket. Lays it up and in. Gavin Wagner.
The meat wagon, Gavin Wagner, standing tall, down low, and has just been able to contribute.
That's a great nickname. Another one coming to you from Tommy Hall. Flores once again wet with the jumper. He's got 10 here tonight, 38-32. Calvert leading by 6. We're inside of 4 minutes to play. Down to 3:40 left here in the fourth quarter. It's go time. Nick Palm gives it back, Gavin Wagner. Wagner over to Rumback. Now Rumback gives it to Palm. Down to 3:20 here in the ballgame. Otterbacher driving baseline, puts it up off the glass and puts it in. Caden Otterbacher. Nice move to the basket. Timeout called by Dave Losey. We'll keep it right here for this First National Bank of Sycamore timeout.
I tell you what, the way that Coach Losey and these new Riegel Blue Jackets here towards the end of this fourth stanza of action, the way they've been able to open up the scoring, and despite the presence of Gavin Wagner and Caden Otterbacher on the court at the same time, I mean, that really speaks for exactly the pace that these Blue Jackets are playing at. I mean, no wasted motion, just trying to chip away, knowing that time is running out. Again, we're far, far from over, and these Blue Jackets won't go into that soft night quietly, as this one's still 38-32 game, 6-point differential. That seems to be the haunting number for the Blue Jackets throughout this entire game, Nate.
That's a great point, Tommy.
Oh, I dropped my dollar.
Oh, no. Hopefully it didn't fall on the court. Refs might think you're trying to bribe them here. 40-32, Tiffin Calvert leading coming out of the timeout. 3:09 left in the ball game. Blue Jackets with the basketball. Shane Homan on the right wing gives it off to Kaufman. Now Flores with it. Shane Jones drives the baseline, puts it up. Nice move, but unable to finish. Oh, but he gets the putback and puts it up and in. I don't know how he got that to go, Tommy. That was incredible. What a putback by Shane Jones. Feed under the basket. Caden Otterbacher finishes strong. Goes up and puts it up off the glass. And Otterbacher now with 10 points. 42-34, Tiffin Calvert. Down to 2:23 left in the ball game. Flores, kick out, Homan. Now Jones. Shane Homan out to Flores. And they got to get something going here. 2:09 left. They need some points on this possession. Homan, Flores, driving, kick out. Jones for three, no! The rebound grabbed by Schultz. Harrison Schultz over to Palm.
Talk about no wasted motion, but that's definitely a possession the new Riegel Blue Jackets could have used.
Yeah.
For sure.
And Nick Palm now with it at the top of the key. Driving. Feed under the basket for Rumback with the finish. What a feed by Nick Palm. And the finish by Jacob Rumback puts the Senecas up by 10. 44-34, 132 left in the ball game. And that should be the topper, the capper. Jacob Rumback knocks it down from the free throw line. He's got 7 points here tonight. Holman kicks it over to Shane Holman. Now they work it around the perimeter. Shane Jones now with it. Mid-range jumper, no good. Otterbacher grabs the rebound, and he's fouled on the rebound.
Foul number 21, Matthew Flores, his third, team 8. Shooting for the Senecas.
1:13 left in the ball game, 45-34.
As Shaq once said to Gavin Wagner, I'm sorry I wasn't familiar with your game. As I just love the poise that Gavin Wagner has.
That's
Chewing
right.
gum, grazing like a cow on the court. Plays with a tremendous swag.
A confident demeanor is what I would say describes him very well. And Caden Otterbacher knocks them both down from the free throw line.
Confident demeanor. That's a lot more eloquent than swag. Swag. He's a dog.
Got that dog in him.
He's a dog.
Flores.
Again, the sophomore.
Kaufman pulls up long range three off the back of the rim. No, hits the stanchion. And that'll be out of bounds. Back to the Senecas. 54.4 seconds left.
Coming in for the Riegel Blue Jackets, number 5, Drew Holman.
Drew Holman checks in. Shane Holman checks out. And that one tipped out of bounds. Last touched by, I'm going to say last touch by the Blue Jackets. So stay with Senecas. 53.4 seconds left here in the ball game. Senecas leading by 13. Was down to a 3-point lead at one point. Nice move to the basket by Otterbacher, unable to finish. And a travel. What a move by Jacob Rumback to just stand there in the offensive player's way. And I tell you, Kaufman didn't even see he was there. He turned around, started moving up court, and just ran him over.
Hit him with the...
And a reach in called against Holman. That's going against Drew Holman. That'll be the 9th team foul on New Riegel. 44.2 seconds left, puts Gavin Wagner at the line. He got the first. Gavin Wagner toes the line of the Reineke Family Dealerships free throw line. He's got 10 points here tonight. All 10 points coming in the second half, Tommy. And more impressive, no fouls here in the second half. 10 points, 0 fouls in the second half.
3 fouls just in that first quarter.
Jones drives the baseline, up off the glass, no. Wagner grabs the rebound for the Senecas. He's really been the difference here in the second half, Tommy.
Absolutely, as you talk about in that first half. 2 quick fouls, had to take a seat, came back out. Quick foul, almost immediately, took a seat again. But man, the young sophomore, the meat wagon just takes over here in the second half and proves to be the difference maker defensively, as that was one of the reasons why Calvert's been able to hold on to this and sustain this fourth quarter lead.
Absolutely.
Palm drains his first shot, give him 8 points. This one may be 9.
And Nick Palm, the senior, knocks down the free throw. He's 2 for 2 at the line. Give him 9 points here tonight. Kaufman pulls up from 3, no, but he's fouled on the 3-point shot. And that'll put Hakeem Kaufman at the line for 3 shots.
This has been one of the best supporting casts and ensembles for the Senecas since the Avengers. Look at this support system.
Yeah.
12 points. Caden Otterbacher, Gavin Wagner 10.
Jacob Rumback with 7. Harrison Schultz
10.
9. 10.
9.
Nick Palm with 9. And then you had the Wolf of Madison Street coming off. coming off the bench and making waves. Carter Wolf.
Man, what a game by
Nick Palm takes the inbound.
Flowers and Jones having themselves a night tonight for the New Riegel, double-digit points. As Wagner continues to tally.
He wants that gift card. Oh, Kaufman with the long-distance three.
But maybe too little, too late.
And that's the end of the ball game. Your final score, Tiffin Calvert 53, New Riegel 39. We're going to step aside. We'll take a timeout. Don't go anywhere, though, folks. We got the postgame show brought to you by Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. And the player of the game brought to you by MST Sauce Company. It's all coming to you next right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
Come back over here.
Small business owners need somebody that can open the door to financing. And at First National Bank of Sycamore, we love opening the door for financing opportunities.
UIS Insurance and Investments, your hometown agency providing a full range of insurance and financial services with a local touch. Contact your homegrown agent Jeff Leopold for a professional review today at 419-447-4242, extension 1144. Tune in every Monday night at 8 o'clock for the Pulse podcast right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, live from inside Studio Squared in downtown Tiffin. You're watching high school basketball right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
This is Brad Lonsway, General Sales Manager at Reineke's Tiffin Ford Lincoln. I want to take a quick timeout to tell you about all the things we got going on out here. We're charging into 2023 with great deals on the F-150, Explorer, Expedition, Super Duties, and much, much more. We're blocking high interest rates with 2.9% interest on all F-150s, plus $1,000 in bonus cash. We have leases starting at $329 a month. Let's get back to the game. Get your key from Reineke.
You're watching high school basketball right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
And we're back here at New Riegel High School, Blue Jackets Gymnasium. Nate Mullins on the call here with Tommy Hall. Thanks for tuning in here on the postgame show, brought to you by Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. Your final score, Tiffin Calvert 53, New Riegel 39. An exciting 3.5 quarters of basketball. That last half of the fourth quarter, not so exciting, but hey, if you're a Calvert fan, you were excited, right? Big time win for Tiffin Calvert. They moved to 16-4 on the season, and the New Riegel Blue Jackets fall to 12-8 after the loss. Tommy, this was an exciting ball game, though. I mean, you talk about from start to finish, Blue Jackets brought it defensively, man. They came to play tonight. They came with a plan, and it almost worked. They had it. They had them right where they wanted them. They're at the end of that first half. They had a 3-point ball game at one point. But these Tiffin Calvert Senecas, man, I'm telling you, when they see a little bit of uneasiness, it just seems like there's somebody, and it's not always the same guy, but there's somebody that steps up and makes a big shot or makes a big stop. And it's not always the same guy, and that's what makes them so hard to stop right now, Tommy. I mean, when you talk about a team that's as well-balanced as this Tiffin Calvert team is, you go into tournament play, what do you do? How do you scout a team like this? I mean, they're looking really good right now, and we only got a couple more weeks to get ready for tournament.
Absolutely. On the defensive end, Calvert looking about as unstoppable as you can be. Great production down low, able to come away, get those turnovers when you need it. But it's capitalizing off those turnovers. That's the only thing Calvert has to do to push over, to get to that next, to get to where they were, to get to that next level from where they were dispatched 1 year ago during that district. I really do think
Coach John Otterbacher has this team cooking with gas, and it's a tremendous squad to watch. As a little bit of youth to it, you know. You got a lot of guys who are still, you know, have those Great Dane, those big puppy paws, still trying to grow into those roles. But man, these Calvert Senecas, they play beyond their years in their basketball IQ thanks to the cerebral coaching by Coach John Otterbacher.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's done a great job over the years with this squad of, you know, he has a system, Tommy, but he doesn't try to fit the players into his system. He tries to fit his system to the players that he has. He does a great job every year. And, you know, in the early going of this season, they had to figure out who they were. And they took a couple of tough losses, but they figured out what kind of a team they are down the stretch. And I figured, you know, I think that as you turn into turn the calendar into the mid-March or mid-February and then late February into early March, this is exactly where you want to be if you're Tiffin Calvert. You're rounding into shape, and it's not just one guy who's carrying the squad this year. It's everybody doing their part. Everybody has a role, and they're going 7 deep here, Tommy. This is a squad. They're going to be tough to face in tournament time, and they always are, every single year.
Well, that's one of the things that you love about the end of the basketball season. You start seeing teams really fully developed. You start seeing that final product, that polished product out on the floor. And man, for New Riegel, again, they're just a victim of circumstance in this situation. They have a very tough league. Their conference play, again, you take those lumps to Hopewell out, Old Fort, and Calvert. You know, again, those losses add up, but you're able to dispatch pretty much almost anybody else. Calvert was the real litmus test for New Riegel here tonight. But, man, I do think New Riegel silenced all critics, and I think they really are ready for tournament play if they're just able to capitalize and get great production out of their bigs. But defensively, Coach Dave Losey has these Blue Jackets locked in.
You're absolutely right. And, you know, when you talk about this Tiffin Calvert squad, there wasn't many times that they've been held under 50 points this year. This New Riegel team held them under 50 points earlier this season with a 46-33 loss in Tiffin. Now here tonight, I thought at the end of that third quarter, the way it ended, I didn't think we were going to get to 40 with either one of these squads the way they were playing. But man, Calvert really showed something there in that fourth quarter, and that's the kind of mettle that you're going to need come tournament time to be able to draw from within and to get that little bit of that second wave, you know, that second burst of what you got left, that little bit that you got left in the tank. Can you get to those reserves when you need them? They figured out tonight they have plenty in the tank when they need it.
Yeah, and they got quality minutes off the bench as well, which spells dangers for a lot of teams that like to go full go, kind of like New Riegel did tonight.
Yeah,
a lot of full court, a lot of just that press coverage, and it worked for New Riegel for about 3 quarters. But then right there at the end, once you had the input by Gavin Wagner and Otterbacher both on the floor there in that fourth quarter, that was where Calvert was able to continue to be in the driver's seat and really take control of this game and put it away. And, you know, again, my hat's off to Coach John Otterbacher and this Calvert Seneca squad for putting a complete game together.
Yeah, absolutely, Tommy. And this is one of those things, you know, every time these two teams face each other, I feel like it's going to be a brawl. There's going to be some blows exchanged between these two teams. I mean, it's a 10-minute drive over here. These kids know each other. They're familiar with each other. They've been playing each other for a long time. But tonight, New Riegel came with a plan, and Tiffin Calvert said, you know what? We got a plan of our own. Let's go ahead and take care of business when it comes down to it in fourth quarter. And that's the difference between the two. I mean, realistically, Tommy, it was a 7-point ball game going into the fourth quarter. It was anybody's game, but Tiffin Calvert said, this is our time. Fourth quarter, that means our time to finish, and a big-time finish for the Senecas to come away with a win.
Let's go ahead and take one quick commercial break, and then when we come back, folks, we're going to name our MST Sauce Company player of the game as, again, Tiffin Calvert, victorious over New Riegel here tonight, 53-39. And after this, we're going to name our MST Sauce Company player of the game. Stay tuned.
Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. Your premier financial institution in Seneca County since 1952. Your community, your legacy. Federally insured NCUA.
Keep it locked in. You're watching Hoops on Hoos.
Small business owners need somebody that can open the door to financing. And at First National Bank of Sycamore, we love opening the door for financing opportunities.
UIS Insurance and Investments, your hometown agency providing a full range of insurance and financial services with a local touch. Contact your homegrown agent Jeff Leopold for a professional review today at 419-447-4242, extension 1144. Tune in every Monday night at 8 o'clock for the Pulse podcast right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, live from inside Studio Squared in downtown Tiffin. You're watching high school basketball right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
This is Brad Linesway, General Sales Manager at Reineke's Tiffin Ford Lincoln. I want to take a quick timeout to tell you about all the things we got going on out here. We're charging into 2023 with great deals on the F-150, Explorer, Expedition, Super Duties, and much, much more. We're blocking high interest rates with 2.9% interest on all F-150s, plus $1,000 in bonus cash. We have leases starting at $329 a month. Let's get back to the game. Get your key from Reineke.
You're watching high school basketball right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
And we're back here in New Riegel, Ohio. Blue Jackets Gymnasium, the site of tonight's matchup between the Tiffin Calvert Senecas and the New Riegel Blue Jackets. Nate Mullins on the call with you, here with Tommy Hall. You're tuned in on the postgame show, brought to you by Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. Once again, your final score, Tiffin Calvert 53, New Riegel 39. We'll have our MST Sauce Company Player of the Game Award next. Tommy, I think this is going to take a little bit of thought, but I don't think, we just gave one to Caden Otterbacher the last time we covered Tiffin Calvert. So it's really hard for me to give it to him again just because, but man, he had a hell of a game tonight, Tommy. It's kind of hard for me not to give him the award,
Yeah, I can understand that, but, we talk about at this stage of the game, and when you get ready for tournament play, the difference absolutely and always will be who shows up in those big-time moments to make those big-time plays. And the big-time moment here tonight was, again, New Riegel trying to cut away at that 5-point deficit throughout the majority of that second half. Young Gavin Wagner got in a little bit of foul trouble early on, the sophomore post, who got in a little bit of trouble early on, foul trouble, 2 quick fouls, came back in the second quarter, another quick foul, had to take a seat because Coach Otterbacher knew Wagner would be the one that they needed to close out this game along with Otterbacher. Then in that second half, right there in the fourth quarter, you talk about just exploding. Gavin Wagner, 12 points there to finish out. And then defensively, again, he was definitely the difference maker down the stretch when Calvert needed Blue Jacket buckets to go cold.
And I really feel like when they started to extend that lead, he was a big reason why. He had a couple of really quality offensive possessions. He drew a foul early on in that third quarter that really kind of set the tone for the rest of the game, because after that, it felt like, he kind of got into his comfort zone, kind of got into a little bit of a groove, and he started playing a little bit less tentative because, he came into the game with those 3 fouls in the second half, and you noticed right away he was not really playing, he
he wasn't exactly attacking the basketball. He's trying to play safe with those 3 fouls. But as they kept going, I felt like that young man, after that foul, he drew that foul, got to the basket, got those 2 free throws to fall. That's when things started to open up for him, and that's when things started really opening up for the offense, is when they had all 5 options available to him. That's the key for this Calvert offense. Any of those 5 guys on the floor can beat you at any time, and that's what makes them so successful. And that's a big key, is when one guy's down, it allows the defense to kind of key on those other 4, but when you've got all 5 guys clicking, you don't know who to key on.
Absolutely.
So once again, our MST Sauce Company player of the game. Tommy, who you got?
I'm going to go with Gavin, the Meat Wagon Wagner.
I like it.
A big presence down low, able to put some points in, and really became the difference maker down the stretch when Calvert needed the Blue Jackets to go cold down the stretch.
So there you have it. There's the MST Sauce Company player of the game, Gavin Wagner. He's got my vote as well, Tommy. I think.
Oh, there he is with the Who's shirt on.
Oh, that's why he had to go back into the locker room, because he wanted to make sure he was geared up. He's got to get his gift card here.
He's got his Heart of Ohio Sports T-shirt on, and
come on up here, man.
And his Walmart attire.
All right. Nice. What's up, buddy?
Not much.
How we doing?
Great.
What a hell of a ball game, man. So let's talk about this. You got some foul trouble early on, but one thing that I said in the early going and beginning of the game, I said composure is going to be a key for these guys here tonight. You guys are going to have to maintain your composure. One thing I noticed, man, you came out in that second half, cool, calm, and collected. Didn't let it affect you. Now, you were playing a little bit timid there at the beginning of the second half, but I feel like once you got a couple baskets to fall, man, you ready to start settled in. You got pretty comfortable. Yeah. Talk about your mentality coming out of the locker room with those 3 fouls.
Well, first half didn't go like I would have wanted it to. Foul trouble early. I can't let the first half affect what happens in the second half.
That's right.
Foul trouble early doesn't matter when you get in the third, fourth quarter, so
yeah,
can't let it affect you in the second half.
Absolutely. Tommy?
No, again, I couldn't help but laugh when you finally got back in, and right off the rip, they give you another foul, had to take another seat. So, again, when you have those frustrating moments and you're starting to lose a little bit of focus, I mean, once you get that call, like you talked about, you get those fouls early, but at the end, how you finish is what's most important. You saw the defensive presence that Otterbacher, he had himself one heck of a night.
Yeah, he did.
What was said down the stretch when New Riegel started getting some of those baskets to fall, and you guys really kind of stonewalled up pretty quick and really shored up the rest of the fort to where, again, New Riegel wasn't able to get finished down the stretch.
I mean, we had a solid lead all game. You just got games like this, they're always tough at home. It's a road league game. It's important to win. You just got to grind it out.
I felt like there was a lot of back and forth there at the beginning of that, midway through the third quarter and then into the fourth. You guys had a lot of back and forth, and then you guys kind of separated there. About this 5-minute mark in that fourth quarter, kind of put yourselves away. But, when you're in the middle of one of those back and forth situations, when one team makes a shot, then you go down the floor, you make a shot, what does that feel like? What's the zone like in that moment where it's just a back and forth? One team makes a shot, another team makes a shot, nobody's missing anything. What kind of zone are you in at that moment, man?
I mean, it's really cool.
Yeah.
It gets tiring.
Oh, I can only imagine.
Especially when it's a quick shot and we come down, get a quick shot, and then run back down.
There's there's no stoppage, man. All right, so let's talk about your mentality. Now, you got 2 regular season games left, right?
Yes, sir.
2 more games.
Both road games.
Both road games. 3-game road trip to close out the regular season. What's your mentality going into these last 2 games? You got a tough one to finish it out against Danbury, but you got one before that, Fremont St. Joe, coming up on Tuesday. Some people might say that's a little bit of a trap game.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these road games on the road league games on the stretch are trap games.
Yeah.
I mean, they all can be seen as them, especially St. Joe's, a team like that. We have their old coach. I mean, it's going to feed into something, but just got to handle business. Take care of business.
Exactly right. Well, Tommy gave you a nickname tonight, and I want to know what you feel about it.
Oh, the old Gavin the Meat Wagon Wagner.
What do you think?
Tall, just again, put something you don't want to run into down low. So this young man is for you.
Thank you,
You
sir.
tell everybody that Heart of Ohio Sports sent the meat wagon in there to. What's your go-to order there, MST?
Oh, man. It depends. I have a few. Like we said on the interview a couple weeks ago, what I've been doing recently is I start off with the cheese curds with some dry rub on them. Start off with the cheese curds with some dry rub on them. And then I get the MST chicken wrap with the lemon pepper dry rub wings inside, chunks inside.
Oh, okay. Lemon pepper.
Yes,
I like
sir.
it.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, hey, nothing sour about tonight. Sweet performance, man.
Thank you.
Great job tonight. Our MST Sauce Company player of the game, Gavin Wagner. Thanks once again, young man. Appreciate your time. All right, folks. They're shutting the lights off. It's time to get out of here. Once again, your final score, Calvert 53, New Riegel 39. Thanks to Jamie Leininger and the staff here at New Riegel High School for putting us up in a great spot here courtside tonight. And thanks to all of you for tuning in. Make sure if you made it this far, share the video, folks. Help us out and subscribe on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. That's going to do it. For Austin Rodriguez, Greg Kinn, and Tommy Hall, I'm Nate Mullins signing off from New Riegel High School. Once again, your final score, Tiffin Calvert 53, New Riegel 39. Have a good night, everybody.